how many trucks we could put in the parade, because we had a granddaughter who was at that time 14 months old, who had won several little beauty pageants around the area. So we felt that this would be a good point to display her on one of our trucks. So when I asked the man about the number of trucks to put in there, he said as many as you want. So he also told me at the time that my competitor had 2 in there, so I told him I wanted 8. And we put 8 trucks, including the one with our little 14-month-old granddaughter on as a beauty queen. This we got a lot of results from. We've got a lot of comment from this. I even had one comment from a carpet person that said he had 12 trucks and he didn't think about putting his in there. So, so it did turn out real good for us.
The bottom line of that, though, what is the point that something about being in front of the public and being...
We were able to be in front of a lot of people at one time with this type of display, which all of our trucks, every one of our trucks was lettered with the Lennox logo on it, which means a lot because it's an outstanding thing and a very dominating thing in that parade. It was very dominating to see all of these trucks in a line. Another comment from our competitor was the fact that if he had known we were going to have that many trucks in there, he wouldn't have put any in there.
Okay. Is there anything that Lennox is providing you that you find especially helpful, such as VIP, JRT, video sales stage, Logic Junior, truck, dealer?
You want this tape to come back with it in front of you? We got it. Thank you very much.
All right. Been able to establish
the VIP program that we heard announced in Nashville at our dealer meeting, we took that on just as soon as we could get it. We ordered it just as soon as we possibly could and put it in motion. We have our salesman here that puts on the program weekly with this video VIP program help. And we have to look at it as a home study course, but at least we are able to meet and let him go over each one of the items with the individuals that are taking the course. And they all seem to like it. They like the fact that they can go through something like this in our place of business and not have to travel some great distance to go to such a thing. And it don't seem to be boring. This was the thing that we were concerned about, was the fact that this would be boring after a certain period of time, but it hasn't turned out that way. I think our boy David has kept it exciting for the people, and I think it needs someone to do that, because if you just hand them the book and say study it, they won't do it. But the VIP program is a great program, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it as it comes out. We are completing the first stage of it now, which is the basics. We'll be going into the components probably next week, and then I think into electrical. And everyone is looking forward to the electrical. Really, this is what they really want to get into. And I think with this type of program, we can do our own training here and do an effective job of it. And everyone seems to be excited about it.
Give me the bottom line, though. What does it really mean to you as a dealer to have VIP?
Well,
anytime, sorry.
The VIP program being in-house means that we can take a new person on that knows nothing about this business and in just a few months' time have him well acquainted to the business, where we couldn't do that before. He had to kind of learn it the hard way. And I believe that we're able to take someone now in 6 months, have them trained to where they are making money for us where they wouldn't do it any other way. They couldn't do it any other way. We have had 2 men since we've been working this program that are on their own on service trucks doing planned maintenance work and making money for us, and also attending this program here in-house. And this is good, and I don't know that you can match this anywhere, really.
That is super. I would like you to do it one more time and more concise, because there's one thing that you told us before that I really want to get, and that was something about that I don't have to send them to Atlanta and the cost of taking them away from their job here.
Okay.
Hey, excuse me. Could you ever just talk quiet, go in another room, please? Or in the other room, please. Thank you.
Okay. the program as it is, we feel that the cost of training 6 people here in-house, and of course the initial cost of videotape is a one-shot deal. We can keep that to train other people with, but the cost of training 6 people in-house is going to be less than sending one man to Atlanta to the JRT class, which is good, but I would much rather do the job here if we can do it effectively.
Great. Worth the trip here, right? All right, now we get into another area near and dear to me.
Stand by. You have speed.
The video sales tape, we've seen this, I believe, 2 years ago at one of the dealer meetings. Since that time, we have had them. We got in on this program that Lennox launched to give us points to get the videotape and the TV and whatever through a point system from buying Lennox equipment. And I think this is a real good thing because it allowed us to get that where we would not have been able to buy it otherwise. And we have used it since. What we do is we try to get our customers to come in-house, and then we've got a good shot at them. We take and go out and measure the house up and then invite them in to see the videotape about the super unit that we're going to try to sell them. We tell them that this particular tape is a sales tape, and you have to know that it is, and it's going to try to sell you the system, but that's exactly what we're trying to do anyway, so come on in and take a look at it. And so they like it. They get a lot out of it. And then we're able to sit down with this particular customer after he's looked at the tape, and they have a much better understanding of what we're trying to get across to them. And that big thing is saving on operating costs. Having to spend more money initially in order to save money later. And everyone seems to like this. People don't mind spending money if they know they're going to get it returned to them some way, and this is what we've got to tell them.
Okay. Let me ask you, do you find that it makes making your sales and presentation easier because of what the tape covers? Also, now that you have this system and you're using those tapes, would you, if you didn't have the point system, would you be willing to buy a tape machine?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I didn't have the point system that got us into this thing to begin with, and knowing what I know now, I would purchase that system because it is a valuable system. This particular thing set up properly, and you see how we have it set up here. Maybe.
That's right, yeah, let's just start over again. Yes, they are going to be seeing it while we're talking about it.
That I just happened to think of. Anyway, the system, how we have it set up here, is so the customer can sit down and watch this tape without any interruptions. And this is important, that they actually concentrate on it. Then we can bring them in, and with the computer system that we have here, which is the Lennox system on the load calculation and the return on investment, the cost analysis system, we can run this thing out on our Commodore CBM system, and we can run all of this down for the customer. They can relate the tape to this particular rundown on cost of operation and savings of money. And again, this is getting the story across. Once we get that across, this don't seem to make any difference on the initial cost of the system. The initial cost of the system I express as a fact that it's a fact that you don't even have to be concerned with. Your operating cost is your most important thing, is the thing you're going to live with from now on. So this is the thing you really want to keep in mind.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Truck and dealer ID kits. And I notice you use them on all your trucks. Tell us about them. Tell us why you use them and what you feel like that. Pardon?
Relate it to your storefront too, can you?
Yeah, storefront, right. Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay. The truck ID system goes back to being a dedicated Lennox dealer. You have to be a dedicated Lennox dealer, then you'll use everything Lennox got available for you. And they have a lot of stuff available, and it's at a real low cost if you put it to use, because it will pay for itself, just like the dealer ID package for the trucks. We have every one of our trucks ID'd with Lennox, with our name and Lennox on it. This is a rolling billboard. You can't buy any better advertising than that. It's all over town. the people don't really know how many trucks we have. They just see them all the time. And we have painted our building to match our trucks, and so whenever they ride by the street, they're the same as looking at another truck, but it's our building, and we have a red stripe on it. And I don't know that this is probably one of the better things that we do in advertising is the decals that we've got, or the ID pack.
Okay.
Then we can just go home to Dallas
Yeah.
now.
I think we've got the dinner meeting right
You
here.
got it all.
You offer plan service and full service contracts, and let's just get into this. Explain to us why they're important to you, and then we'll get into more of the details. But if you can get into why service contracts are important to your business success, that's what I'd like to cover first.
We're very enthused about the planned service contracts. The contracts is the most important thing in our business. Sales of a new unit is just a one-shot deal, but we got to keep this customer coming back to us. So we do this through service, and the people want service. They want a service contract. They don't care what it is as long as it's a service contract. People ask for it, and the companies that don't offer it, I think they're missing the boat, because the public would like to have a connection with a good, strong company that they can depend on. They want someone that will come whenever they call, and they feel that they can get this through a contract. If they got a contract, they can say, hey, I got trouble, and you'll come running. And this is true. This is exactly the way we look at it. We offer 24-hour service. We offer full service contract as well as planned service. And we have a large amount of planned service contracts. The amount I don't know exactly. But the thing is that if these people over the years have trouble with their unit and a unit needs to be replaced, we don't have any competition. They don't call our competitor and say, hey, you give us a price too. They want to know how much we're going to charge them, and we put the price on it, and we get what we ask for. So planned service is a sales item as well as a service item.
Fantastic. Would you elaborate a little bit about the uniqueness of Florida and having a full service and some of the things that you've done to make planned service work in Florida?
I have been in planned service for a long time. We, over the years, we've been through a number of different types of contracts. We've made them up, we've used other people's and whatever. At the present time, we're using just the planned service as an inspection type contract, and then a full service contract that we developed ourselves that covers everything. And this particular contract seems to be the one that, if we push further with it, is probably going to be the most popular one, because the people like it. The only thing is that the older it gets, the more expensive it gets, because our price goes up on this every year as the unit gets older. And whenever the unit gets up to approximately 10 years, we stop that contract. Then we're able to sell them a new unit, and they're willing to buy it because we have taken care of them over the years with the planned service. I stopped from getting a dry throat.
Want something to drink? Water?
Your water would be good.
Yeah.
That was good, Daddy.
I think when we come back, I'd like to cover.
Possible.
Steve,
I talked to...
what am I shooting?
We're shooting this lady who is with the local newspaper who's come to get a picture
All right.
of the activities that we're doing.
Well, gee, I'm not, okay, fine.
It's fine, just go right on ahead and whatever you wanted to do.
Whatever it is you need to do.
I asked Marie to come by because this, of course, being our town, the people in the town are the ones we're talking about, the ones that are buying our equipment. And so, like I say again, all of the publicity we can get is what we're trying to do. And Marie is one of the writers on the newspaper, our local newspaper, which is a daily paper, the one that we advertise in daily that I was just telling you about. So whatever she puts in there, we'll appreciate, see? And it'll help us out. It'll help the public know more about what we're trying to do here.
Great.
Well,
What would you like?
we also like to support the people who support us, and we're very proud of the record that Mr. Kinney Curtis has made, and we appreciate you folks coming down and recognizing him too, because it's helpful to all of us.
Outstanding either. Outstanding either. What can we do to help you real quick?
Is there some way that we could get the camera in the picture with him?
Can you grab the handle?
We're rolling and we have speed.
You want to slide up here just a little bit? There you go. I'm trying to get that sign if we want it in the background a little bit. Yeah.
Are you watching me on a monitor over there or something?
Yeah,
I
we
am.
see you.
Yes, sir. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
You cannot miss. You cannot miss this nose.
That's true.
And so even if it turns, you just can't hardly miss it. So if you
So
just
keep an eye on
my
it.
nose, why?
I get tired of looking at it all the
Sure,
time.
sure. All right, go back and let's talk plan service a little bit again. Are we rolling?
We're rolling, we got speed.
Talk a little bit about plan service and what it means monetarily to a business such as yourself.
Change tab.
Here it is.
Yes or no?
Our service contracts, we use these service contracts as a fill-in, or that's the way we started out to use them on a off-season basis. And in fact, we had at one time we had our contracts set up for a pre-season checkout, which we had to change because we got so many of them that we could not get them done in the off-season. So we have two full-time people on now just doing nothing but planned service inspections year-round. So we're not any longer using those as a fill-in. They are a major part of our business. We want more of them. I'd like to have 3-4 times what we've got now. What I would like to do is to cover my complete overhead with the profits from service contract. And this is not unreal, it can be done. Then I've got free running on the other part of the business to do with what I want to do with it. We have found that our service contract, full maintenance contract, has grossed us approximately 60%, which is some of the best profit we make out of any part of this business. I'd just like to have more of it.
Super. Stop tape a second. There was something that you go ahead and roll. I just
Okay,
wanted
we
to
got
get
3 or 4.
These two people that we have running,
I'm sorry.
these two people that we have running full-time service checkouts are inexperienced to a point. We have one that is fairly experienced, another one that is completely inexperienced. I don't know how they get by, but they are out there making money for us in the service department. All they need is a good personality. With the VIP training program, with the technicians that we have here on staff, and the radio system. The radio system is the most important thing we have that I haven't mentioned. With that radio system, we can train men in the field by radio. So if he gets in trouble, he calls in with all of his problems, and we can diagnose the problem from here, give him usually the answer, and he can correct the whole situation without us having to send a technician out to help him out. Then if he does need a technician, we will send one out to help him. But we are training our people from that standpoint through the planned service.
Okay. Good.
A lot of microphone
With inexperienced people in
Speed.
doing the planned service maintenance contract, and they become your service people, I would assume, is that right? If they work out.
We have 2 of our service people that are running service contract completely, service inspection completely. This is where we train our servicemen for the routine service work or emergency service work. After a long period of time running maintenance plan service, they can then convert over to being troubleshooters, and they will do that from experience. And everyone says experience is the best teacher. Well, service contracts has give us an opportunity to train people by experience.
Okay. We're enough of that. All righty.
All of it.
Are you using it? Where are you using it in the sales call? What kind of success have you had with it?
The financial plan, we signed up on this when it first became available, and we were one of the ones that were screaming for a finance system of some nature. They've got one of the best that I have ever seen. It is simple. I don't know that anyone can borrow any money by filling out less paper than what we have to fill out to get someone a loan. This is so simple and so short of time period. In fact, in most of the time in 24 hours they have an answer back by telephone, and we know which way to go at the time. This is a good program, and I'm sure that this can be used probably a lot more than we're using it. Everything we do is not perfect. We need to use that more than we're using it. I know there's a number of times when I don't even offer it to the people because I think they have enough money to buy the system, and I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't think, because they might not have the money. They might just look like people that's got money. But I do try to offer it. Every time I think about it, I have a feeling that I need a reminder somewhere to tell me to offer it to the people. But it's been surprising that the people that have taken it have been the ones that I didn't think needed it, and the others seem to have the cash. So you never know. You need to offer it to everyone.
What part of the sale, of the sales presentation do you offer?
There's a point. First, you've got to sell the job. You can't sell it just based on financing. I think a person has to sell that job and get them convinced that they want to use our equipment before they offer the financing. But it should be at the point where they feel that they have sold the job, and you do get that feeling when you're selling, is a point to where you feel that the people are really interested in dealing with you. So that's the point that you should offer the financing whether they take it or not.
Okay. Earlier we talked about marketing and promotions. Is there anything unusual you're doing to promote your business besides the parade? May or may not be. I just
Draw a blank on that one.
okay, maybe think so. Have you done any unusual installations, or do you have any service tips that will enable others to do a job better or faster?
No real great ones. We're dealing with a small commercial and residential, so there's no fantastic things on that except large houses, and I know most of the dealers see large houses. We've got one house right now that's getting 3 2-speeds, which is fantastic, we think, because we sold 3 at one time. This particular customer I had in the office and went through the complete thing with the computer and the videotape and the works. I told him to begin with that we were talking about spending $15,000 or $10,000, and his class of house, which is over 6,000 square foot, that he should be looking at our best system with our best operating cost. And he told me before he left that he didn't want anything cheaper than the best. So we did get that job just recently.
Okay, good. That's a good tip. Let's get into salesmen. You do have salesmen. How many? How do you compensate them? How did you find them? I'd be interested in that. And where do they get their leads?
In sales, we get our leads actually by word of mouth, or people come in, or telephone, one or the other. We haven't been guilty of running out trying to find leads. We've always had plenty. I don't know, I guess if it ever got slow, we probably would go out looking for them. So I have one salesman who does a fantastic job of selling. He has taken his training from me. So therefore he's burned in on Linux. He thinks there's nothing better than the Linux equipment, so therefore he don't feel good if he has to sell anything less than Linux, or less than a 2-speed, really, because we match wits on who sells the most, and he's running competition with me constantly, which I think is a good thing for a salesman to have something to look forward to. And if he can beat me 1 month, this makes him happy, see. So he's out there pushing, and we compensate him on a salary per week or per month, plus a commission, and I have him on a commission above a set figure. If he gets over that figure, he gets commission on everything he sold that month. If he don't get to that figure, he don't get any commission whatsoever, so he almost gets that commission every month. So he's working for it.
What I was meaning by sales leads, do you guarantee him any sales leads, or
no, I never.
Are you sharing a certain percentage with him?
I never guarantee anyone anything. I've been completely guilty of never guaranteeing anyone anything that works for the company. They got to make their own way. And all of the sales leads that come in here, the people either come in and I take care of them or he takes care of them. We will bounce back and forth between the two, or he will take care of most of the outside sales. I'll take care of the inside sales. But we have never been to a point to where we had to look for too many leads. We always have plenty to go on, so we don't have to worry about who gets what. We're both busy all the time anyway. This incentive plan, I think, is a good plan. Something we need to really take a strong look at is the commission situation. I think this is a driver, something that drives or motivates a person to go a little further than he would go if he didn't have that. And we have that, that particular incentive plan embedded into our construction department and also our service department. Also, we work with an incentive to let them do a little more or let them get a little more pay than their regular pay if they perform. And these work, these incentive plans work.
How does that work with your service area? How do they get?
Stand by and income.
Okay, tell me a little bit about how your service personnel participate in this commission.
On the service, we have hourly paid people just like everyone else. They get paid by the hour for the work performed based on the service tickets that they turn in. Now, if those tickets are turned in uncollected for, they're paid directly by the hour. If they collect for the service ticket, then they're paid on a commission basis, and that is commission of labor collected. We have that on a percentage. In other words, they get a certain amount of the percentage of the labor if they bring the money in, and this is exactly the way it works, and we find that a lot of them get a pretty good commission check each month.
How about, do they get a commission on items sold, on a lead that they bring back that you end up selling?
We have a set price for leads brought in, and this is a set dollar price on leads. We claim that they sold the job, so they get a finder's fee for it. So they bring those in, and of course each one of them, even if they go out and condemn a compressor and we go out and sell the unit, we give the serviceman the finder's fee. So this helps them bring leads into us that way.
You know, there's probably a reason why it's a set fee. There's probably a reason why it's only on new equipment. It's probably a reason, I'm trying to think of what crossed my mind here.
You want to know why he pays a dollar amount instead of a percentage on finder's fee?
Right, right.
The reason that we pay the dollar amount rather than a percentage is to keep it simple. The man knows what he's got when he sells it. This would be very complicated if we worked the service department on a percentage of a finder's fee, because this can get complicated in selling a job or multiple jobs or whatever that might come from this one person. So if he sells a unit or is responsible for us selling a unit, then he gets a set fee for that unit.
Would you tell us what that fee is?
$10. This is a $10 fee.
Oh, that's fine. No, I think it's a good idea. Let's see. Get the question in. Would you share with me your feeling about business and civic activities again? Why is that important to a Lennox dealer?
You mean civic activities within the...
If you're involved in various civic activities or in clubs or whatever.
I think it's a very important thing to be civic-minded in business, although I'm not as active in civic things as I used to be. When I was younger, I used to get involved quite a lot in your clubs, your Civitan Club, and also the Home Builders Association, whatever, which I don't do anymore. Probably should do. I feel that even a golf course probably is a good place to make good contact for future business, but I don't golf because I don't feel I have enough time to get involved in it. I don't know that I'm that busy, but I just don't feel like I have the time to go out and chase the ball around. So, yes, I believe civic things are important because you come in contact with the public and the public gets acquainted with you, and this is what this business is all about, knowing who you're dealing with. So I don't do as much as I should do, I'm sure of that.
You encourage your employees to do.
Yes,